Hey guys, my name's Lee Plowman and I help optometrists to get new patients using their websites and social media. Head to optomly.com.au. Recently I had the chance to look at the website of an optometry practice and look at some of the things that they were doing really well and some of the things that they could improve a bit. So I wanted to share with you some of the highlights. Let's dive in. Here's 7 common mistakes that optometrists make with their website. So let's pretend we're a patient. We've done a Google search. We've typed in optometrist and our area, and we see what comes up. We know that we're a diligent patient. We like the thrill of the search, and it's a bit like a sport in some ways. But as soon as we jump onto a website, our attention span dramatically decreases. We've only got about 3 to 5 seconds to form an opinion of a website. So let's have a look at some of the common mistakes that optometrists make. On this website, it's quite hard to know exactly what is being offered, and patients can't work out what we do. So the largest thing on the site is the text that's flashing and in capitals, and it says something old is coming back and looking really cool. It's hard to know whether that's going to help us to find a solution to our eye or vision problem, and it's just too confusing to form a really quick opinion of. This is an example of a clean, fresh looking website. There's not too many colours used and it looks pretty easy to look at. But when we go looking to see what they offer, we get distracted by this large image of a lady who's looking up on an angle towards the text that says trading hours. And it's a little bit confusing because it doesn't suggest really quickly what they offer. If we have a look down, we can see in small writing there's a list of services offered, but it's not something that's quick and easy to see. This practice has a really good commitment to staying up to date with technology, which all optometrists can appreciate, but they spend too much time talking about technology and the practice, and it doesn't involve the patient in that story. Patients don't know where they fit in and therefore how you can help them. This is an example of another clean looking website, but they use sliders on their site and they change too quickly in order to process what they are. So there's text on each image, and we've got to weigh up in just a few seconds before it changes what it's about. Unfortunately, we miss the text underneath, which says, "Experience you can trust since 1930. That's a great saying, but unfortunately we miss it because of the sliders. You're generally better to go for a single image which doesn't change. That way patients are not forced to just stare at the slider. They can actually read underneath that, and it's much clearer for them what they need to do next. This optometry practice uses images of unhappy people or people looking down, and it doesn't show the delight that they've had, the experience that they've had at this practice. There's also another picture of their practice out the front, which doesn't seem to gel with the overall experience. So they'd be far better to have a single image of a happy patient wearing their eyewear, and that gives patients an idea of the type of experience that they can expect, because that's what they want. They want a great experience. They want to come somewhere and just be delighted. And this website's an example of just too much text on the page. There's several different colours used. It's all in small writing. The only thing that we could quickly see is the picture of the gentleman who's smiling, wearing the glasses. We don't know if he's a patient or an optometrist or an optician or an optical dispenser. We just don't know. So you need to minimise the amount of text on the site. There's a Nielsen study which showed that between 20 to 28% of the text on your website is actually read by patients. So although there's some good writing shown on the site, it's just not being read. It's being skim read, and the more time that patients have to invest to reading the text, the less likely that they are to want to proceed, and the more likely that they are to hit the back button and go back to Google. Here's an optometry practice with a great looking fresh website, but looking at the website, there's not a clear call to action. We don't know what to do next. What they would need to do is to add a big button in a different color, like an orange or a yellow, saying make an appointment. That's their number one thing they want patients to do. And it needs to be spelled out really clearly so that in the first few seconds, patients can know, oh, right, that's what I need to do. How did you go? Did you find any of these tips useful? I wonder how they relate to your website, and I hope that you can apply some of these tips and make some simple changes that can make a big difference to bringing more patients to your practice and getting the best return from your investment. If you're doing a redesign of your practice, adding a new consultation room, or just want to update your website, these are some great things that you can use to make a difference. If you haven't already, sign up to my free email newsletter, and that way you'll never miss an update. Head to optomly.com.au/updates. Thanks again for watching. It's great to connect, and please stay tuned for more.